Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, I am jumping for joy as I bring you this video. I can barely contain myself, but contain myself I will, so that we start this properly. And we start this of course from our Patience Jonathan, Goodluck Jonathan's wife. So we start this video with our famous or infamous words. Now only you waka come, there is God though. So that's where we're starting. Now only you waka come, there is God though. So guys, I bring you this. Pastor Adeboye carrying placard leads protest against insecurity killings. So that is this latest headline, the biggest headline I have brought you so far on this channel. Pastor Adeboye carrying placard leads protest against insecurity killings. So now let's see now what the Alpha 1 of Malachi 3:10 has to say to the Malami. The General Overseer of Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, on Sunday led millions of his church members on a prayer walk to end the spate of insecurity and killings in Nigeria. Adeboye, who had instructed his church members all over Nigeria to observe the walk, commenced the walk from Ebute Metta to Aton Cemetery in Yaba Metropolis and back. The Christian Association of Nigeria had declared a 3-day fasting and prayer to strengthen the military forces in their fight against terrorism and insurgent activities in the country. Christian Association of Nigeria President Dr. Samson Ayokunle had said the exercise would end with a prayer walk today, February the 2nd. See pictures below. So now these are pictures. The pictures really tell the tale, but really I am excited, of course, because this guy, the leader of the Redeemed Christian Church, you can call anybody the president of the Christian Association of Nigeria all you like, but the real leader of Christians in Nigeria, of course, is Enoch Adeboye. He oversees the largest congregation, he has the most dominant voice, and he cascades throughout that faith within that particular country. So the primal voice of Christian and Christianity in Nigeria is that singular voice of this man, a gently spoken man, an inoffensive man, and he doesn't like to rock the boat. But then of course the boat has now been rocked and is in the boat. So him now not wanting to rock the boat is of no consequence anymore, because the boat is now rocking him. And you remember that his boy is the vice president to Mallam Buhari, and we of course know what sort of treatment Oshibanjo is getting in that space. So now it has now gotten to that point now where Enoch Adeboye, the leader of the Redeemed Church, is now taking the lead from Omoyele Sowore, and the lead, of course, that Omoyele Sowore took from Wole Soyinka, etc., Taisho Lani, and all the faithfuls, to take to the streets and say, no, we cannot live like this. We are not barbarians, we are not animals, and we cannot live like barbarians, and we cannot live like animals. Conversations in the comment section, it is now reaching the tipping point. So it is Amotekun just last week, on a couple of weeks ago, but the spate and the aggression is because you know these people now, they have just a 4-year window to perfect whatever it is that they're trying to perfect, because in 2023 they have to come to an announcement of how they are positioned, and of course they have no intention of leaving the hold that they have on the Nigerian space. So now they have to now condense everything that is their intent within this now 3 years and a bit up to 2023, because we're in 2020 now, and 2023 is just a hard skip and a jump from 2020. So they have to perfect it. So they've escalated their activities, and of course now the pain and the burden of that activity now is weighing so heavily now that even these people that feel that they're insulated, the Enoch Adeboyes and the governors in the southwest, etc., that feel that they are insulated, they now have the sense now, especially off the back of what happened to Power Fashion Artist's daughter, they now have the sense now that nobody is insulated in that country, because they knock on your door and you're gone. This is what these people are doing now. They're heavily armed, and of course, we only have to speculate on who arms them. There's never been one of these people that's been arrested in the 5 odd years that Mallam Buhari has seized control of that space that they call Nigeria, that we call Nigeria. There's never been one Fulani headsman, in spite of their daily atrocities and their brazenness and their public display. There's never been once that one Fulani headsman has been presented, at least to my understanding. It may have happened and I'm not aware of it. I'm willing to concede that. But to my understanding, there's never been one instance that a Fulani headsman has been brought before the courts of law to say, come and face justice. But then, of course, every single day, you hear another Fulani headsman has gone to Ugeli, has gone to Oweri, has gone to Oyo-Alafin, has gone to Ondo, has gone to Plateau, has gone to Jalingo. Is always constant and relentless. And Obasanjo, of course, did try to warn us that this is an agenda that is trying to play out now. So now this agenda that is now playing out is now at the forefront of everything now, and is now quite visceral and visible for everybody to see. So this is a two-part video that I am making because, of course, Pastor Adeboye has come out to explain why he took to the streets. So I'll bring you now the second headline before we round off this video, because this is really one that really tickles me, because we've been pushing for this and we've been highlighting these things for a very long time now. So the alleged powers that be are now no longer comfortable in their sleep, to the point that they're now taken to the streets to hold placards. So now this is now what the pastor has to say. RCCG Pastor Adeboye explains why he protested on Sunday. So this is the latest headline. The next headline, the second headline in this two-part piece that I'm bringing you. RCCG Pastor Adeboye explains why he protested on Sunday. So now let's now see what the pastor has to say. The General Overseer of Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, on Sunday explained that incessant killing in Nigeria was the reason for the church's protest. Adeboye, who was involved in a protest march on Sunday, said victory will surely come at the end, as the battle is of the Lord. Recall that the G.O, alongside members of the RCCG, had embarked on the protest march from the church's headquarters in Ebute-Metta, Lagos State. Adeboye and his members had protested against the constant killings of Christians in the north and other parts of the country. However, in a series of posts on his verified Twitter handle, the clergyman, whilst sharing photos of the protest, wrote, "The protest was no to killing, CAN against bloodshed. If Jesus is in you, you have the hope of glory. You have the hope of victory. Songs of victory. It doesn't matter how many forces against you." So that should read, it doesn't matter how many forces are against you, but that is how it's written. It doesn't matter how many forces against you. And I'm not sure if this is quoting verbatim from the tweet, by the way, but let me not get too bogged down on our semantics. It doesn't matter how many forces against you. I assure you, you've already won, because the battle is not yours. The battle is the Lord's. So now this is an open declaration, of course, against Mallam Buhari, because if somebody of Enoch Adeboye standing, somebody that is the supervisor of the Vice President of Nigeria, can take to the streets, because of course, if Enoch Adeboye wants to see Buhari in the middle of the night, he will simply make a phone call and say, "I am at the door, come and let me in," and Buhari will get out of bed and come and attend and say, "Okay, Mr. Enoch Adeboye, how can I help you?" So he has open access to the system, and of course he would have used that access copiously and endlessly. But the penny has now dropped, of course, now with the Christians in Nigeria and Enoch Adeboye in particular, that look, these people have a completely different agenda from meetings in the night that you think you're having with them, because they will meet you in the middle of the night, however many times you want to come and knock on their door, but at the morning they will carry on with their activities. And this is what we have been seeing all the way through within the Nigerian space, because these people are building up for something, and it looks as though the Southerners have not yet clocked in yet or tuned in yet to the gameplay. What is that play? What the set play is with these people? It doesn't look as though the Southerners are fully tuned in. Maybe somebody like Nnamdi Kanu may be tuned in. Maybe somebody like Femi Fani-Kayode may be tuned in. But the vast majority, they are not tuned in, and they are just saying, oh, we'll pet it down and jolly along till 2023. But 2023 will never come, because these people are already unfurling the scripts of a master plan that will ensure a permanent dominance or an outright bastardization. This is really the reading, and these are the drum beats that we have been hearing pretty much from 2015, and it's resounding and echoing louder and louder to the point now that Enoch Adeboye has had to take to the streets. Conversations in the comment section, the penny has finally dropped, but is it too late? This is really what the $1 million question is. Come tell me what your thoughts are about Enoch Adeboye taking to the streets in protest against the goings on under the Mallam Buhari regime. But before you do this, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me what you are making of what is now taking shape as a possible Yoruba position. Because if you look at Amotekun and you look at the Ooni's posturing, and now Enoch Adeboye, so the Yoruba position is now taking definition, which is aligning with the traditional Eastern position. So now positions are now being entrenched now within the Nigerian space, and that build up to 2023 is really as far can be now, because 2023 might well be a million years away, because really this is just a pipe dream. Nigeria will be defined long before 2023. That's a certainty, but how that definition will go is something we're seeing unfurling before our very own eyes. So conversations around all this in the comment section. Let's have a big chat about this. But before you come have a chat with me about all this, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. So click on subscribe because I need the numbers, and then click on notification so that you are part of the conversations that we have here, and click on like as well so that a lot more people can be aware of the conversations that we are having here. So once you've done all that, and it doesn't cost you a penny, it's just click 2 seconds and you're done. So once you've done all that, then come join me in the comment section where we can progress this conversation. So I'll leave you here, carry on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.